Hey folks, I wanted to give you a little demonstration about the Applying Excel exercise for Chapter 2. This should take you forward through the rest of the course with the Applying Excel exercises. Accountants use Excel as the #1 program for preparing and simplifying accounting transactions. So we put Excel into the course to build your familiarity with it and also to give you a little practice in using it. So I've got the student view open. I'm going to open my Applying Excel exercise and do a little walkthrough for it here. Let's see. We'll just push that up a little. Okay. So when you open your Applying Excel and you can click the Start or Begin button, the first thing that you're going to always see every time is this little pop-up message that comes up that tells you that all formulas have to be entered, or all answers have to be entered as a formula. Excel's formulas always begin with an equal sign. This message should really read, all answers begin with an equal sign or a formula. It tells you that every single time. You can't put anything into Excel without using the equal sign. So we're going to say OK and move on. So here's our Chapter 2, and the only frustration I have with the Excel exercise is that the screen size is limited, but we're going to do the very best that we can. So Activity 1, or Instruction 1, there's only 2, tells us to prepare an income statement from the list of accounts. Well, in Chapter 2, you have a very good example, just like in all the others, of what an income statement is supposed to look like. And if you'll open your book and flip to that, it will give you a perfect example to fill in. So we're going to prepare an income statement. Move on down, and your instructions tell you this is just a list of accounts, and these will be their ending balances. Inside the Excel worksheet, I'm going to scroll down, and anything in yellow you want to fill in, including the labels that go here. If we're looking at the sample in the book on page 60 for our income statement, we see that the headers are already entered for us. Revenues will go here, expenses will go here. I'm going to put an equal sign here to begin with to tell it that the label or the name of the first kind of revenue goes here. And if I scroll up, the first kind of revenue that I find, looking at my list, should be, let's see, test prep revenue. And if I select here, the blinking marquee shows me a preview of what will be selected, and then just press the Enter key on your keyboard. If you've chosen the correct label, you'll get a message right away that says correct. I didn't type anything in, and you should not be typing any words or messages, only equals and clicking on the cell where the data live. So now let's go to the next line, type in an equal sign, move back up to your list of choices and select the next kind of revenue. If you haven't figured out, these are going to be in numerical order, top down. So I'll select tutoring revenue, press the Enter key. That should be all of the revenue. You may be asking yourself about unearned revenue, but unearned revenue is really just money we're holding until we've done the work that we can use it for. Think of it like a deposit. It's not really earned yet, so it does not go on the income statement. The next revenue, I think the last one, is other revenue. I'm going to hit equal. I'm going to go back up to my list. I'm going to find the label for other revenue and hit Enter. Now that I've put all the labels in, I can find the values out to the right that go next to them. So the test prep revenue value, equal first, is 15,400, hit Enter. Notice again, I didn't type that value, just hit the cell with my mouse where it lives. The tutoring revenue, equal, and 9,100, Enter. The reason we use the equal sign rather than typing in the value is because using Excel allows the values to change easily. The formulas, however, do not change. Alright, so I've got my revenue selected, my label selected. Now the next one is a formula that adds these three together. Anytime you don't know what goes here, at the bottom of this activity, there's a little hint button, and if you click the hint button,
This is the sum of the revenue accounts.
It will explain what you're supposed to do and maybe give you an example. So that was the recording telling us that that is the sum of the revenue accounts. To find the sum, we'll add them together. Remember, start with the equal, the golden ticket equals this value plus this value plus this value. Hit the enter key. And again, if I've done it right, Connect will tell me it's correct. Do the same thing for the expenses. Now I'm going to find my labels first, my values second, and add them all up. In this particular worksheet, they want them in numerical order going down. So let's go up here and find the expense that is most expensive. So that would be operating expense first. The next one is going to be salaries, I believe. Yep. The next one is going to be, let's see, rent. The next one is other, and the last expense is going to be insurance expense. I just remember seeing it a minute ago. Let's see. This one. Alright, so now I have my labels over here. I've used my equal sign. I'm going to find the value that goes next to it for each one of those by typing equal first, then the value of that one. So 11,000 here. Salaries are this one. Rent is this one. Other is this one. Oops. If at all you make a mistake or you need to let go of that cell, you can hit the escape key on your keyboard and it will take out what you've done as a mistake if you catch it before you click the enter button. And the last one, insurance expense, is this one. And now I want to add or sum all of these expenses, getting my total expense number to go right here. Again, sum is with the plus sign, so equal first, this plus this plus this plus this plus this is. Now the formula to find whether you've made money or lost money for the month is subtract the total expenses from the total revenue. And you got that by reading the chapter and understanding the data in the chapter. Alright, so I'll use a subtraction formula for that one. Equals revenue minus expenses, enter. And it is correct. And then the last thing I have to do on this worksheet, because remember anything in yellow needs an answer, is to label this net income or net loss. This is the only one I expect you might have trouble with, but number 2 right here tells us to use the if formula and label it either net income or net loss. If you don't know how to work an if formula, you can do a quick YouTube search, or again, remember you can come down here and you can click the hint button and it will help you with that if formula. I'm going to type it in as a label. So equals if this answer, well, won't let me do that. Let's try it again. Equals if, where is that? That is column C, row 42. Alright, if C42 is greater than 0, then net income or net loss. Maybe. Sometimes Excel gets a little funny about spelling and capital when it's inside Connect. So I'm just going to hit equal again. come up and show me that the formula or what formula it wanted me to enter. So it's done. I had 3 shots. If I go back and look, it's equal. Oh, I left out my parenthesis. See that one? If C42 is greater than 0, then it's a net income, put a comma there, or a net loss, and end the parenthesis. Now, because you have unlimited opportunity for this activity, everything else should be right. You can submit it and move on and try that formula again in the next attempt if you didn't get it right the first time like I did, which is okay. Again, that one little piece of it is kind of advanced. Now, the next part of this, when it